A warm welcome to AD4 TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. I am Joy Asoyen. A massive explosion ripped through central Beirut, Lebanon this Tuesday, killing dozens of people and injuring thousands. The blast near Beirut's port sent up a huge shock wave, flipping cars, damaging properties, and is reported as a 3.3 magnitude earthquake in the Lebanese capital. The root cause of the explosion is unclear, but there is speculation that it could have been caused by a major fire at a warehouse for firecrackers near the port. The director of the General Security Directorate later said the blast was caused by high explosive materials confiscated years ago. Lebanon's Prime Minister Hassan Diab said an investigation into the explosion would include revelation that will be announced about this dangerous warehouse, which has been present since 2014, adding that the blast will not pass without accountability and those responsible will pay for what happened. Timetable for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination for year 2020 has been released. West African Examination Council has scheduled it to begin on August 17th in Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, The Gambia, and Liberia. In a statement this Tuesday, spokesperson of WAEC, Damien News Ojijegu, said different versions of the examination timetable have been in circulation and asked the general public to disregard them as they did not emanate from the examining body. The council urged the candidates to abide by the rules and regulations guiding the conduct of the examination by shunning all acts of malpractice and obeying all COVID-19 protocols put in place at the examination centers. West African Senior Secondary Certificate Examination is an annual West African examination for students transitioning to higher education, such as universities and polytechnics. Still on education, Nigeria's Minister for Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Farouk, on Monday announced that the federal government has expended 523.3 million naira, equivalent to $1.4 million, on the school feeding program during the lockdown triggered by the coronavirus pandemic. The minister made the revelation in reaction to criticism of the homegrown school feeding program. Social media has been awash with demands for accountability from the federal government as to how it expended funds for school feeding during the lockdown. The minister, in response, said the take-home ration for each student was valued at 4,200 naira per month, equivalent to $11.07 to feed 3 children per household. She added that 124,589 households benefited from the program, amounting to 523,273,800 naira. The National Universities Commission has laid out a compilation of activities and contributions towards a concerted national response in combating the novel coronavirus in Nigeria. Speaking in an interactive gathering of journalists while launching the compendium, Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid, the NUC Executive Secretary, represented by the Deputy Executive Secretary Academics, Dr. Suleiman Yusuf, conveyed the need to get verified facts as the reason for the press briefing.
While the federal government, of course, is making very serious efforts and is in the forefront of coordinated efforts to reduce the spread and mitigate the untoward effects of this COVID-19 pandemic, various universities within the Nigerian university system have been making contributions through research and innovation endeavors to the nation's robust response to the devastating pandemic. The compendium which we are launching, so to speak, today contains authentic, ongoing efforts broadly in the areas of engineering, such as the development of mechanical and automatic ventilators at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, the Air Force Institute of Technology, AFIT Kaduna, and Bayero University Kano.
Asked how the contributions and inventions were achievable during the ongoing strike action by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, he had this to say.
In terms of herbal preparations, herbal products and remedies, the University of Jos, for example, was mentioned as one of those leading Nigerian universities that are making some inroad into the development of herbal preparations, which hopefully can contribute to the control of the COVID-19 virus.
In compliance with the federal government's directives and guidelines on resumptions of schools for students in exiting classes in Nigeria, schools have begun learning activities. AD4TV Radio visited some schools around the Federal Capital Territory where some students expressed excitement to be back in school.
I feel so good. Thank God that after the pandemic, we still came back. The pandemic is still on, but we still came back to school.
I feel happy because of we have been at home for a long time and we don't have the opportunity to come to school and learn. So this is a great opportunity for us to come to school and learn and mix with our friends.
I feel great. At least I'm going to write the exam and go with it.
On the other hand, parents shared their worries about the reopening of schools amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
Of course, the fear is there. You're always worried about children because they don't have the ability to make the most rational decisions sometimes. But in as much as the fear is there, you just have to talk to them, tell them, educate them, and let them write their exams and come back home. It's in and out. Just go to school, come back, no form of socialization. Just educate them every morning before they leave the house.
As a parent, of the truth is that I'm being torn in between. On the other hand, I want my child's safety. And then on the other hand, I want at the end of the day, let her not be delayed in anything. I want her to still carry on with her life. I wouldn't want her to record 2020 as a year she didn't graduate.
And in the US, the United States Census Bureau is wrapping up its count early, contrary to complaints by the Trump administration saying the agency needed more time due to challenges caused by the coronavirus pandemic. The count, which was slated to end on October 31st, has been moved to September 30th. The change could present a problem for reaching minority communities, homeless populations, and people on college campuses or in elder care homes. In the US, census only happens once every 10 years, and the results affect funding and representation. Census Bureau Director Stephen Dillingham says there's still enough time to get a complete and accurate count. Still in the United States, more states are making it easier for citizens to participate in mail-in voting ahead of November's election. A total of 8 states have approved plans to send absentee ballots to all active voters during the election. Minnesota has agreed to drop a provision from its mail-in voting process that requires voters to get a notary or witness to sign their ballot envelopes. Meanwhile, the Postal Services says it is revved and ready to handle the demands of increased ballots after President Trump, who has repeatedly criticized mail-in voting, questioned its ability to do so. We take a break now. When we return, former King of Spain relocates amidst heat up over financial dealings. Stay with us, details coming shortly.
My name is Ehi Ohiani.
My name is Coach Sam.
My name is Ene Ede. Keep watching AD4 TV Radio.
And keep watching AD4 TV Radio.
Keep watching AD4 TV Radio.
I'd like you to stay tuned to AD4 TV Radio and you will never miss it.
AD4 TV Radio. Reliable and credible.
Welcome back. You're watching AD4 TV Radio News Updates. And in the U.S. business news, United States firearms purchases have skyrocketed this summer. The FBI in July conducted more than 3.6 million firearm background checks, making it the third highest monthly tally since this record began in 1998. Also, the stocks of Home Security Services, ADT, jumped after the company announced a $450 million investment from Google. In the apparel industry, however, clothing companies like The Gap, American Eagle, Urban Outfitters and Children's Place are set to miss their all-important back-to-school boost as schools remain closed. Tailored Brands, which owns Men's Warehouse and Just A Bank, just filed for bankruptcy. Spain's former king, Juan Carlos I, has left the country as long-term scrutiny heats up over his alleged financial dealings. Juan Carlos abdicated in 2014 under a cloud of scandal and criticism caused by an elephant hunting trip to Botswana during Spain's financial crisis in 2012. Swiss prosecutors are reviewing allegations that the former king may have received $100 million from Saudi Arabia's King Abdullah in 2008. Juan Carlos' son, King Felipe VI, recently ended the annual public stipend paid to his father and renounced any personal inheritance from him. Lawyers for the former king says it was inevitable that he would leave the country, but are not sure where he's headed next. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation this Monday in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, announced the death of Dr. Joseph Tlama Dawa, the 16th Group Managing Director. The announcement made by the spokesman, Dr. Kenny Obateru, says that Dawa died after a brief illness. The spokesman described his death as a great loss not only to the NNPC but to Nigeria as a whole. The Registrar Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, Dr. Elijah Muhammad, says the council has sealed off 808 illegal pharmaceutical premises during the month of July. Muhammad stated that about 1,179 pharmaceutical premises were inspected and 808 of them were sealed, including 740 illegal medicines shops and 68 illegal pharmacies. He also expressed dismay over the uncontrolled proliferation of online pharmacies in the country. The registrar encouraged all frontline pharmacists to follow the strictest guideline for self-protection in a bid to eradicate COVID-19 in the shortest possible time. That's it on AD4 TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. You can join the conversation on our website www.ad4tvradio.com. Please follow us on our social media platforms at AD4 TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at AD4 TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Joy Asoyen.